You're watching WBTV News at 5.
After the country's single most dark day, we're now witnessing the evidence of the strength and resolve of the human spirit.
Volunteers in New York City doing whatever they can. They're making sandwiches, they're ferrying in fresh water, and for a first-hand account, WBTV's Steve Crump is live in Manhattan. Steve?
Well, Tanya, many of you all back home in the Carolinas understand that sense of resolve. You've done things such as donate blood and make cash donations. We found out within the hour some construction workers from a Statesville roofing company plan to come here tomorrow with building supplies. And as we witnessed firsthand today, this has been a case of stranger helping stranger. Several blocks from Ground Zero, people are turning their frustration into something positive. Every vehicle that goes in gets something handled by this assembly line of people.
The togetherness of the city, I just heard that there's all kinds of other, in Chicago and stuff where there's already been some kind of racial tensions and where there's been problems, and it seems like so far in New York City there's been a real sense of family and togetherness even for people who may be from the Middle Eastern, descent. It seems like everybody's really pulling together and just trying to make it through this tough time.
They have shown up answering a call for help. Making a peanut butter and honey sandwich is something that looks simple, but for these volunteers, they know that the polite gesture is very meaningful at the end of the line.
This is the least we can do for them. They're putting their lives on the line. New York's the greatest city in the world. We're going to keep it that way. We're going to rebuild, and we're going to come back even stronger than ever.
Well, back again live from New York, and you can see that the assembly line continues right now. Members of the Sisters of Mercy, they're manning that assembly line here. It seems as though that people continue to give despite the stress, despite the fear, despite the feeling of uncertainty here. And coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll take you back across the river to New Jersey. We found ourselves caught up in the middle of an afternoon bomb scare. That when you come back tonight at 6. Live from Manhattan, Steve Crump, WBTV News 3, back to you.
Steve, we know that grief experts, they tell us this is exactly what we should be doing. We should be pitching in and helping wherever we can. Is Steve still there? You are. Steve,
I'm with you, Tanya.
I just want to ask you, is
Yes.
this some sort of organized effort, or is this just people, as they see that they can help somewhere, they just keep adding on?
One of the interesting things that we found out is that people are coming from everywhere, from across the river, New Jersey, from other parts of Manhattan. They're showing up, they're taking pieces of tape and putting it on their chest and writing their names down, and they're just jumping in and helping out and making sandwiches. You may hear some applause behind me, people blowing horns. They're cheering the public service workers in and out of here. So while it may be organized in some ways, folks are doing it on their own.
That is so great to see. Thank you, Steve. And again, you'll see Steve again in our 6 o'clock newscast tonight with more.